Okay, today I want to talk about the importance of not just solely focusing on technique, but I want to talk about that other realm that is crucial for an artist to be able to control, and that's emotion. And then how do we kind of put these two worlds together so that as we incorporate motion, we don't completely lose a technique. So bear with me as I break this down. So I was just having a conversation with my student, and we were talking about the idea of their assignment was to go home, look at the song, they're doing a cover, and really work on emoting, right? Getting the emotion into the air. It was an Olivia Rodrigo song. And so she came back this week and she's like, I feel like, when I'm home, I was really emoting, but I also felt like I was losing, it just didn't sound good. And so what we kind of went through, and I think this is just a common phase of as we develop ourselves as artists, as we get really, really skilled at being able to give an emotional performance without losing the technique, there's a wobbly period where we are learning to be vulnerable to the song and really dive deep and allow ourselves to feel it for ourselves, not just, especially when we're using a cover song, not just kind of extracting what the artist felt or the emotion of it and then just trying to play that off like our own, but when we're really diving into that and starting to get good and used to feeling that song for ourselves, it can be a period of uneasiness because for so long in the beginning, people are focused just on technique, right? They're focused on like, where do I breathe? What are the high notes in this? Like memorizing the lyrics, all of these different things. And then we get to that part where it's like, well, wait a second here. Okay, I have to remember all of these things, but I'm also needing to emote. And it's a period of learning to emote and not lose control of your voice. Right? Like, how do I continue to feel this emotion, but not like totally lose it technique-wise and start hitting like bum notes or things like that? And I really just feel like it's a continued process of allowing yourself to feel and to hone in on the technique. So you're gonna, when you're practicing, drill at times just working on the technique, right? Not really maybe getting emotionally invested in it. There's the other end of it too, where sometimes people like ignore the technique and they just kind of always just want to practice and they always just want to feel it and they're not taking the time to like dissect it to get themselves really at the end of the day better as a singer. So whatever spectrum you're on, side you're on kind of deal, just make sure like if you're not taking the time to look at the technique, like do that for yourself and then continue to try and marry the two worlds there. And then if you're only ever thinking of technique, like make sure you incorporate breaking down what the emotion of the song is. But I really feel like there's no kind of like quick fix into stabilizing your voice while you integrate the emotion beyond just continuing the process of allowing yourself to feel it. Because again, in the beginning when we're so focused in on technique, we're not always allowing that to happen. So it can be like, ooh, an adjustment phase of like, even when we're breathing and we're adding in more oxygen, like when you learn to properly breathe correctly, diaphragmatically, more oxygen goes into your body. So people can get lightheaded, and they can get lightheaded because the body's adjusting to a new oxygen level, right? So it's almost like this. You're going to have to learn to balance the worlds of like, okay, I've worked out the technique, I know I know I can do that, and I've drilled it enough times that now as I incorporate the emotions, I'm not going to lose control of my voice, and I'm now only going to add to that song because like I'm adding in these emotional effects, right? And for example, like the Olivia Rodrigo song, Not For You, I always feel like if you do not add in the emotion, you're not going to get the kind of detail that she does. So if I listen to what she's doing, for example,
I wore makeup when we dated, 'cause I thought you'd like me more.
she also says, "Oh, you thought you liked me more." So if I tried to do that, I wore makeup when we dated, 'cause I thought you liked me more, right? It can be pretty, you have the notes, but like I think what makes the song special and what makes people so drawn to it is I won't make up when we're dating, 'cause I'm talking like me more. It's like there's like that emotional aspect that now adds all of these cool embellishments, the almost speak singing and the breathiness and the vibrato that she adds into that. That's almost like a longing or yeah, I feel like a longing, right? Oh, you like me more, kind of deal. I'm not doing it full of it, but you get what I'm saying, right, guys? So that I just think is such an important thing, and I think we do go through that layers as artists, where it's like, how do we marry these two worlds? And it is a combination of just continuing to work on them and to not neglect either end of them. And so I hope this was helpful for you. Great exercise is work solely on the technical stuff of a song. You can just take the lyrics and mark out, like I said earlier, your breathing and where are the high notes and all that loveliness. And then on that same piece of paper, if you want, you can write out like all the emotions and figuring out how are you connecting to that? Like, how's that emotion relate to you outside of like why she might be feeling this, because it's a heartbreak song from her own breakup, right? So that's a fun exercise you can do, and I hope this helps you. If you like this and it's servicing you, please hit the like button, comment, share, whatever it may be. Comment below other stuff that you want to learn about, and yes, onward and upward we go, my friends.